Hey, you scrumptious bards and bardettes. Welcome back to I Cast Vicious Mockery. I'm Austin.
I have an interesting thing to talk about.
Okay, tell me about it. Matt, I have to introduce you.
Oh,
I think, because what if this is somebody's first episode and they won't know who you are?
You're right. I'm Matt.
I've never podcasted before, so I don't know this stuff. I'm just making it up.
So, they're making a super cereal that combines.
Is it soup or is it cereal?
It's soup. It's super salad. I love the super salad. Okay, so the company, I don't know who it is that makes like the Count Chocula Blueberry and like Frankenberry, and why did they name them the same thing? There were like a couple other ones that had like fallen out of rotation like before our time,
Right.
because those are the only three that were around that I remember.
I don't even.
Well, you probably never ate any of them.
Yeah, I never really had those.
But so but there are other ones too. Like there's a mummy one. There was a mummy one that's not, you can't get it anymore. Anyway, the company like came out a while ago and was like, "Hey, we're gonna make one super cereal that combines elements from all previous cereals."
Okay, wait, no, hold on a second. So it's not a box of 1/5 is this cereal, 1/5 is this is a brand new thing that's like we baked it like this one and we gave it the flavor of this one and we like that's what we're talking about here?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
And I'm not going to look it up because I think that there is an answer, but I think it would be more interesting if we just deliberate on what the possibilities are.
Okay.
So that's one of them, but I think because I'm not sure that they would have the gall to put chocolate and blueberry and raspberry and whatever the mummy one flavor is all together in one cereal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just is a flavor and it has all of the shapes. That's another possibility that I thought of.
That you see, that makes sense to me too, yeah.
Do
they have shape? I wasn't sure if they had unique shapes or what.
They do. Count Chocula, I think, is shaped like bats, I want to say. The blueberry one, they're shaped like ghosts.
Are these cereals with marshmallows in them?
I think that some of them did, but not all of them.
Okay, I see.
I don't remember.
Is the mummy one shaped like a roll of toilet paper?
Yeah, it was really popular last year. Okay. Anyway,
For those of you watching in the distant future, like in the year 3500 or whatever, we should probably put this in perspective, because last year there was a shortage of toilet paper, is what Matt is kind of telling you right now.
Very briefly, for like what, a month and a half?
Yep. During which time I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I have a bidet.
Ooh, nice. Flexing that bidet.
Yeah, we didn't even go through like 3 rolls of toilet paper in that whole time.
I lived on my own at the time, and I was a frequenter of the Sam's Club, Casa de Samuel. Anyway, and so I had like just loads of toilet paper, and would go an entire year without needing more.
Tell me more stuff in Spanish. No, don't. That's okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know some, but not a lot.
Right, me neither. I don't know any.
Me gusta los perros.
I have no idea what that meant, but right now I'm pretty sure. Well, let's go past it. We'll ignore it. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay. So anyway, basically the reason they made this cereal is because nobody was buying it anymore, and they're basically like, we gotta put it all on 23. You know, they're just like, all the chips down on 23. Right. Let's make one super cereal, advertise it to death, and just hope hope
But
that
nobody's
people
gonna
buy
buy it
it.
because they don't know if it's soup or if it's cereal.
People will buy it, I think, like when it first is released, but then
Mhm.
I think it's
No.
because that cereal doesn't taste good. None of those cereals were good. Count Chocula was not good. Blueberry was not good. Frankenberry was not good. I mean, maybe there are people that liked it out there, but
Hey
the
guys, let's see those comments down there. Can you tell us if you liked Frankenberry?
you can be mad at me if you want
You-
about it. What that's fine, but I'm just saying that the reason people like kids wanted it and they made their parents buy it for them was because of the like the idea that it was like, oh, it's Count Chocula. It was all about the characters.
Yeah.
In a way more
Which
so.
super I don't get
Right.
because like why would you want the vampire bat food? Why you want food based on a vampire bat? Why? What what about Frankenstein makes you think, I would like a fruity cereal?
Halloween. It really released it. They released it pretty much only around Halloween. That was part of it. It was seasonal.
Oh, was it? So it's is it still seasonal?
I think so. I'm not sure if they still sell it. I haven't looked for it, but also I have not passively seen it at a store in a long time. So I don't know. All I'm saying is that you should have seasonal D&D equipment.
I was gonna say we're gonna have a seasonal podcast.
I see. Oh, okay. Seasonal podcast.
Yeah, we're just gonna do it all year instead, though.
Yeah, and like instead of releasing it during a certain
During a
season,
certain part of the like a season,
right, right, we're gonna do it all year,
all year,
seasonally.
seasonally all year.
Hmm.
Now that's good thing. They should hire us to promote their cereals or whatever.
They should. Oh, okay. I didn't
What?
know. I didn't know if you were. I thought you were just gonna leave it at they should hire us,
Oh,
like without any
like just
qualifier of
generally they?
yeah. And I was just gonna agree that they should. Yes,
Yeah, I mean I agree with me
me too.
in this case.
I agree with me.
Now, actually, I had a disagreement with myself earlier.
I've had those before.
Yeah,
Please tell me about it.
this one was D&D related.
Okay.
So, I was like, I was thinking,
Hmm.
wouldn't it be cool to have parkour in D&D?
Wouldn't it?
No, I disagreed with myself. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that'd be so cool. And then I was like, no, it wouldn't. All
No.
right, well, but think about it. So, tell me what when you hear parkour in D&D, how
Okay.
does that work to you?
Roll an
Like
acrobatics
let's say
check.
that there's homebrew rules for
Oh,
parkour. Like
okay.
you're really going all in on like what how would that work?
Um, you have your tic tac modifier,
Right?
and you roll a d20,
Yep. So
and
far we're on the same page.
there's a DC for this particular corner.
Yep.
And then you roll a d20 and add your tic tac modifier.
Essentially, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um so like for instance there could be certain surfaces or like a surface could be slippery or
Mm,
a rail or something could be loose and
slippery condition.
right. It is a good condition.
Okay. Yeah.
So stuff like that, and so you might have to make some saving throws, but you also make like acrobatics checks, athletics checks, uh, plain old dexterity checks, or things like that. Strength checks as well, depending on what type of maneuver you're doing.
Yeah.
Like
Makes sense to me
if
so
you're
far.
yeah, if you're doing like if you're hopping from one thing to another and you do a precision jump and you want to land exactly in one spot, then that would be like an acrobatics check. If you are, trying to jump like a large distance, that could be athletics. If you are trying to do, well, there's not as much for strength, um, but certainly things like pulling yourself up and climbing up stuff could be strength, or sorry, not strength,
Athletics.
Oh, athletics is the strength one. Okay, so yeah. But anyway,
Yes.
so you're making those checks. You're doing, you're going through, obstacles and things. There's a problem with it though, and that problem is the more you abstract the parkour, the less it is parkour, right? Like parkour
Mm,
is taking the path of least resistance, and I don't know, like I don't know if you've noticed this with the combat in D&D, but it's not like real fighting, obviously, right? Like if you wanted it to be more like real fighting, do you know what you would do? You would just have the players describe what they're doing. That's what you would do. You wouldn't have all those rules around fighting
okay.
because like a real fight, like it doesn't follow like 6-second intervals and things like that, Um you also don't like every time you attack, there's not like some random chance you'll hit or miss or things like that. So but they need to abstract away those details to make a compelling combat system, because if you just had people shouting what they're doing all at once, which is how you would have to fight like in real time and stuff, uh it wouldn't work. It's not a
Right.
game. It's not a fun game. If you had people actually fight, that's called LARPing.
No,
Um,
not really, because they don't actually fight in LARPing either.
yeah, I know. It would still probably be called LARPing though, wouldn't it?
Mm,
Like you
would it?
like you're playing D&D but live action and it's Fight Club. I think it's still
Ah,
LARPing though,
there we go. Well, yeah. Well, I guess you're role playing, and
right? Yeah. Like you're not
that's
fighting people because you're mad at them. You're fighting people because your character is mad at their character because they suck as a person. Like not their character sucks, they do, and you're mad at them.
I mean, that's what Fight Club was like because he was playing a character.
Right.
Um. Wait. What's that actor's name? Uh.
Kevin Smeagol,
No, the guy who also played Bruce Banner in
Dorix
the
Barnaby.
first Hulk movie, like the one that came out right before Iron Man. Uh.
The I don't know. I have no clue.
Have you ever?
I can't remember his name.
Well, he played the guy from Fight Club.
Oh, Edward Norton.
Yes, Edward Norton.
Yeah, I know that guy from Fight
Yes.
Club.
Yes,
Why didn't
Edward.
you just say that?
Well, Edward Norton was role playing Brad Pitt
Right.
in Fight Club.
Yeah.
So he kind of was LARPing,
So pretty much, yeah.
but
Fight Club is LARP confirmed.
yes,
Like
but
it's official LARP rules.
right.
Like if you have a Fight Club, you are a LARPer.
A LARPist.
I like LARPist. I
Yeah,
like LARPist a lot.
cool. So, but not everybody else was role playing too. So because some of them were fighting to fight.
Well, some of us play D&D to play D&D. Wait, no,
No,
that
that's
doesn't
not.
work.
That's
I tried.
well,
I didn't try very
you
hard.
did something. All right. Anyway,
No, I don't give me that much credit. Don't take it easy on me.
okay, sure. Oh, okay. So basically, what we're getting here, because this is boring because I agree with you. That's
We have to agree every once in a while, I guess.
I guess so.
Do we have to though?
All right. So the because parkour in D&D, like what you said is totally true. In order to make it interesting, you would have to make it less like real life and put a bunch of extra rules in it, but they
Mhm.
would have to be different because parkour is not really like fighting in the same way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you could develop a whole rule set around parkour, and I do think that's a worthwhile endeavor to do.
Yes, I
I
agree.
just don't think it's necessary. Like I guess I could see it being done by somebody in a way that is more fun than free description, but
Mhm.
you'd have to be really good to design that. You'd have to be really good to design something like that.
Gary Gygax's good.
I don't know if he could do it.
G3.
No, that's not what G3 is.
Yeah, Gary Gygax good. G.
No, G3 is the guitar thing. Do you know about this?
G3, maybe.
It's like a concert.
A concert is G3?
Yeah, there's a concert called G3 that they
Oh.
have, like, it's a repeating sort of show.
Mm.
I don't know if Joe Satriani's always in it or something, but it's usually like him and somebody like Steve Vai and somebody like Paul Gilbert or stuff like that.
Mhm.
And they're just like three really good guitarists. Good. That's what the
The G's, yeah.
G stands for. And then they have a concert.
Well, shouldn't it be Ergergerg? Because they're really good.
No, they're just good.
Oh, okay.
No, no, they're just good. There's no such thing as a really good guitarist.
Oh, right. I guess I'll just take you at your word on that one.
Yeah, it's 100% true. You don't have to question that.
So, I didn't really have anything to talk about myself here as far as like D&D goes, but I've been thinking, so there are things I've been thinking a lot about how you could, in interesting ways, you could replace technology in the real world with magic in D&D.
Oh, yeah. There's tons of
Right, there's tons of things,
yeah,
but
actually that is a thing I've thought about.
yeah,
Because if you can I I I feel like no matter what the means are, the exact same technologies would be developed.
that's exactly what I think too. I agree 100%.
Like people in a D&D high magic setting, people would be walking around with cell phones that are enchanted rocks or whatever.
Right, exactly.
But it would have a screen on it or perhaps project people, but it would give you the same functions
Yeah,
as
same
actual
functionality.
technology we have.
Right.
And really the thing to do, that I just thought of, this is giving me the goosebumps, is you got to find the right time in the evolution of that technology to place your setting. You just put it down right in there. Like, do you put it in the 80s of your thing? Like when,
Oh,
when they're
okay.
just starting to make magical rocks that you can program them to do a couple of basic math operations? Or do you put it in the 2050s and like everything's super high tech, but it's all magical? Like there's just magical people walking around.
I'm a huge fan of the genre, the high fantasy genre trope of society. There used to be a society that was that advanced, but that has been lost.
I like that.
But you can still find things from that time and they
Mhm.
still work because they were built really well.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody knows how to make them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or even like what makes them work anymore.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
clearly they wouldn't know that.
Right.
Um,
Exactly. So like if well, a lot of the things that we as humanity are making now won't last very long.
right. Yeah.
So like if some like cataclysmic event happened, humanity as a whole had to pull itself up from its bootstraps. Nothing that is made nowadays would be functional anymore, probably.
Yeah, there'd just be like a bunch of garbage.
Right, exactly.
Like everything in this room.
Yeah,
Pretty much?
useless.
Yeah.
Useless to
Yep.
somebody who, yeah, exactly. Without the infrastructure, it was useless.
Right.
Like,
But magical equipment is a little different.
it is different because it just functions independently.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't need the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, maybe some things do though, but other things don't.
You know what? That's a good point. I like that idea a lot. Like you have you have power lines running through your city, but they're
Yeah,
magic lines running through.
right.
What happens when one of those gets knocked over? You know,
Mhm,
that's so cool. That's such a cool. And actually, so I've been thinking about urban settings a little bit.
mhm.
Um, Now modern urban settings are fine too, but I was thinking like fantasy, medieval type urban settings.
Mhm, yeah,
But with the technology stuff, like it's going to be hard to distinguish anyway. Like a city is a city. If it has a subway system or some, I guess it could have like teleportation gates and stuff too, though, depending on what kind of magic is going on
you know,
instead of a subway system.
you said that, and I couldn't stop the train of thought. I stopped listening to half of that because I
Train of thought.
I couldn't stop the train of
Train of thought.
thought because I couldn't help but think of how good a particular series did with that very concept.
Oh, okay.
It's called Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because they took everything to its logical conclusion.
hmm
Like, Bossing Say is a huge city. Guess what? They've got like a
They've got,
monorail
yeah,
system.
they've got, yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's powered by earthbending.
hmm
Omashu, earthbending brings it up and gravity brings it down. They explain it. Like the creators of that show really like the fact that the Fire Nation had the most technological advancement because their
Because
whole
they could make steam engines and things like that.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, and they could power it with just their citizens. They didn't even
Right.
necessarily
Yeah,
need
I guess they had combustion engines like already built. Like they had the combustion part of an internal combustion engine just built into the people.
right, exactly, exactly. So, it and then the way that lightning bending suddenly became like part of it in Legend of Korra,
hmm
and how infrastructure was created in that show. Um, so anyway, that's the kind of thing I think of when I think of like a high magic setting. It's stuff like that.
Right.
Like just think about what magic is capable of and just start iterating on it until come up with like think about all the things that you have in real life and think about would that be possible in this setting? And if the answer is yes, then it probably should exist.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, that's it. Yeah. You when your player says, "Wait, will we have cell phones?" You've got to be like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, I guess maybe we would."
Yeah, maybe
You
we would.
can't be like, "No."
This is
You've
a
got to like
medieval
consider it.
setting.
Like, how
Yeah.
would that work? Now, somebody's trying to get in.
It's Basket. She's trying to break into the room.
She's gonna get in here. She's gonna eat us. She's gonna eat us.
She wants me to pet her real bad.
She does really bad. She's desperate for pets. Anyway, though, yeah, so things like weapons and things like that.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, like, yeah, you could have like a chainsaw sword thing. You could have crazy like kind of stuff like that. You would have like guns and things. Like you'd have a gun that it just uses the catapult spell, and you just put a bullet in it, and it catapults at targets, and somehow it gets refilled on uh, casts. Like that kind of stuff is all doable in a setting with a whole lot of magic, depending on again where you place it, time wise.
Exactly. Exactly. And weapons are like the first thing to get developed
Yeah, a lot of the time.
to its conclusion because humans at least um fight.
Now that is a good point that you said humans at least,
Yes.
because there are other species in D&D,
Mhm.
and maybe you have to look at it from their perspective. Like what maybe dwarves don't go around killing each other as much because they're too busy digging holes,
Exactly.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe elves don't go around killing each other as much because they're too busy digging trees.
Oh yeah. They dig those trees.
Yeah.
That's a nice
So I got to
tree.
talk about RuneScape for a second here.
Yeah, of course.
I love the elves in RuneScape,
Mm-hmm.
at least in old school RuneScape,
Why is that?
because they have the coolest magic. They sing to crystals to make them grow into the shapes of things that they use.
That is
It's
fascinating.
super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, and I like that a lot. Um, it's just like that's some bard flavor right there. Oh, if I've ever heard it. Like that's really good stuff.
A lot of stray noises happening today.
Yeah.
That was a
A little
strange.
weird in here. I don't know what's up.
Oh, blueberries haunting
Boo
us.
Bear. Oh no.
They're
We shouldn't have
getting.
dissed their
No,
terrible
we
cereals.
shouldn't have dissed the awful blueberry cereal.
Guys, I'm sorry if this episode never comes out and you're listening to it.
Yes, if you're listening to this right now, I'm sorry that this episode never happened.
It truly will be missed.
Yeah.
Hey, our last episode almost organically got the most views out of any recent episode. Almost organically. I watched some of them a few times while I'm at work because
Mm-hmm.
I like messing around with the numbers. Um, I don't know if you ever look at the YouTube studio deal.
Occasionally, I will. Yeah.
I like to look at the numbers because I know that I'm the one messing with them. At some point, I know I'm not going to like to look at the numbers
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, well, maybe I will. At least I probably won't mind it. I don't know if I mean, maybe if my income is tied to it, then I could understand how I like if a video was 10th out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
then there'd be a problem for me because I'd be nervous. But I don't think that's happening. So it's like I don't care if it's 10th out of 10. I put in the same amount of work for every episode, which is as much as I have time for. So there's no there's no difference to me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in that instance, they're all the same.
Yeah.
We are getting more views though, I think. Um I've been told recently
Hmm.
by a few different people that they watch the show. People that I didn't know were watching it.
Oh, cool. Well, hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I know.
You filthy little bards and bardettes. I like
Yeah.
bards and bardettes more and more. Give me some more bards and bardettes. I'm fine with that. Uh,
I don't know. Is Bardette really like
well,
necessary?
I just like the rhythm of it.
Yeah, you're right.
Like if so, the people who watch our show, if we had to give them a name collectively, I mean, I'd probably just randomly generate one or something because I know that's how I work. Or
Okay.
I'd just be like, okay, whatever you call yourself. But if I had to pick between bards and bardettes, or just bards or just bardettes, I would just go with bards. They'd all be bards.
It has
Everybody can be a bard.
it has that same cadence as Ladies and Gentlemen,
Hmm.
and it's cool because it's also like reversed,
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah,
but also I don't think Bardette's a real word.
it's not. Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
so it's not like for the sake of including women or something like that in this case because
It's for the
like
cadence of it.
it's just for the sounds.
Sing
It's just to
song.
make my mouth make those sweet
This
sounds,
is a podcast.
and that's what it's about. It's about the
It's
sounds.
about the sounds.
We should just put the sounds in a different order every time.
The sounds in a
Yeah,
different
just
order.
use the same sounds, record them all once, and just put them in a different. That's actually that's actually a really good idea.
Like scramble the episode so
Yeah.
that the sounds just happen in.
Well, no, just record like a bunch of phonemes, like just a
Oh.
ton of them, and then just throw them in a random order, and just see what happens. Like just
See if anything
yeah,
happens.
and release an episode of that, like an hour of that every week. You have to separate it out a little bit more because I'm gonna have to go in later into Audition and cut each one of those sounds into a clip.
to go faster.
and then export all of those clips to like separate files. So that way a program that I write can go through the files and like grab random ones and put them together in a random order. That's not a very complicated program though. That's actually pretty easy once the files are all chopped up. Really,
And
the hard part, actually, I should probably write a program to chop up the files because that's the hard part.
you know, the most interesting thing about that to me is that it also, if you don't, I guess, if you don't indicate who's who,
Right.
there could be some noises from you and me mixed together.
Oh no.
I know, that's terrible.
It's a Franken noise.
Oh, it's that cereal again.
It's that cereal again.
Why are we what's
I
up
want to
with
eat
the
some cereal right now. You want to eat some? Let's go eat some cereal on the pod.
Breakfast.
100,000 subscriber special. I just came up with it.
Breakfast
in the chat.
breakfast on the episode.
Yeah. Breakfast in the chat with the chat. We will all.
You know how people do the fireside chats? We're doing
Yeah.
a breakfast side chat.
Yeah. No. Okay. So for real, guys, this is for real now.
Bards and breakfast.
Yeah. So listen, my bards.
Yeah.
When we hit 100,000 subscribers,
Yep.
total combined between different sources, if we've got that set up at that point, which I guess we could start working on in a couple weeks here coming up. You'll see. I got some stuff coming up for you. All right, but when we hit 100,000 subscribers, you and me and all the bards, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna eat breakfast together.
Great.
And we'll just stream like breakfast with everybody. And I want to hear about your breakfasts in the chat.
Way to bring it full circle.
Yeah.
There we go.
It really does. I'm excited for this now. I
Me
don't
too.
know how I have no strategy for reaching 100,000 subscribers. I have no strategy. But once we get there, I know what we're doing. And that's exciting enough.
Oh, we gotta put stuff on TikTok. That's what we gotta do.
So yeah, I've talked about the idea of like chopping up episodes and doing small portions of them.
Yeah.
And putting that up. Hasn't happened because I thought I'd be working less than 60 hours a week.
Sadly, no.
No, it hasn't quite happened that way.
Yeah.
Soon, actually, it will be happening. I will be working less than 60 hours a week. It'll be dramatically less than I work now.
Good.
Roughly between 15 and 20 hours less each week.
That is significant.
Yeah, it's significant.
Yeah, that's significant.
And that's going to be not all for the podcast, as fun as that would be. And I would get lost editing videos for a long. Did you guys like that in the last episode? Did you see that in the last episode? The little
logo
dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they lit up.
Yeah.
Ah, so fun.
Well, yeah.
I have a Q&A for you.
Okay.
What
Am I
is-
the Q or the A?
We're about to find out.
Okay.
What for you is the fun part of doing this?
I like D&D, and I like entertaining.
There you go. Okay.
That's what I like. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I like entertaining. I did
Yeah.
did some acting in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that.
Yeah.
And I kind of missed it.
Yeah, I think you were pretty good at it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I only saw you in 2 plays, but
You probably never saw Phantom of the Opera. Did you see?
I did.
You did see Phantom of the
Yeah,
Opera?
that was one of the ones I saw.
Wow. How did you get tickets for that? That one was...
I might have just walked in. I don't know.
Well,
No, I got the tickets really far in advance, though. I do remember that.
Yes. Well, you had to have because
Yeah.
it sold out like right away.
Yep.
And the dress rehearsal was actually a performance for the parents because
There were no
There
tickets.
were no they
Like
want
the parents couldn't come.
or was it for the teacher? No, it was for the teachers.
Oh
Is it for the teachers because the teachers probably wouldn't have been able to go.
God, I would love like if my students worked really hard on something like that. I would love seeing the end product for something along those lines.
Listen,
That's beautiful.
I have no idea what it looked like because I was in it,
Yeah.
but I can tell you how it felt, and it was awesome.
It was grand. It was a production.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And
For a high school play,
yeah, for a high school
it was
play, I
good
mean,
stuff.
I don't know. It was the best acting experience I've ever had,
Mhm.
for sure. It made my senior year of high school dramatically more underwhelming because we did uh uh and there was a reason why we did this show. Why can't I remember what it's called?
Cats 2.
No, Electric Boogaloo. Uh, Cats 2 Electric
You've seen it?
Boogaloo. I can't. Whoa! I didn't know
I
anybody
can't
else
believe
knew
it.
about that. Actually, it's funny that you brought up cats. I'll explain more in a minute.
All
But
right.
um, what the heck is what? Why can't I?
Were you just doing a song
Wizard of
from it? Is that
Oz.
what it was? Okay. Wizard of
Jeez.
Oz.
Okay, Wizard of Oz. Yes, we did Wizard of Oz, and I don't know if I've talked about how I feel about the Beatles on the show before. Did I talk about that on the show?
No.
I don't really like the Beatles. I think that they're overrated. But also I didn't grow up in the time period where they were popular. And
Or the second time period where they were popular.
oh, really? It happened twice.
I think so.
Also, I'm not a girl. Apparently, they were the first like boy band that like girl like it was like the first thing that was
I
like
don't know if they were the first
well,
one that, but they were.
they were the first big one,
Yeah.
like really popular.
Yeah, I would
one.
say so. Right now, I would say so. Somebody educated in music history. Come on, tell us.
Yes.
Get in the comments, please.
Let us know. Anyway,
Yeah, because I love refrigerators. I mean, I love to learn.
oh, right. Anyway, similar to that, I guess I understand the historical significance of Wizard of Oz, but I didn't really like being in it. It didn't feel special. It felt kind of like, I don't know, like I fizzled out that year. That was the last show that I did. That was my like, that was the show that happened in senior year.
Mhm.
Eh, And also I never had a big part in any show really that I did. Um, I was offered the lead on the first show I ever did, which is nuts when you think about it. But I turned
Mhm.
it down because it was my first show and I was a nervous teenager, you know.
Right.
I did not want to be the lead actor in my first show ever, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Plenty of bards out there feel the same.
right, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think that everybody would feel the same. I think there are
No,
some
not
people
everybody,
out there,
but plenty.
plenty of them. Yeah.
There's a large portion of people who, in their first show, were heartbroken that they were not the lead,
Yeah. Sure.
and a large portion who were the lead in their first show and totally owned it.
Now, I want to be really clear. I was not offered the lead. I was not cast as the lead.
Right.
I was cast as like a more minor side character, which
Mhm.
was more fitting of my experience level, and was offered the lead because the person who was supposed to be the lead was put on academic probation and couldn't be in the show anymore because he was failing too many classes.
Yep.
Um,
And that just makes it even worse because like you didn't like pass the audition for it. They were just like, "Oh, you're good, okay." But
well,
then again, maybe that's even better because they know more about you and they're more confident than that you could handle it. I don't know.
well, I think that part of it was I was the only other. It was a male lead, and
I see where this is going.
I was one of the only other male actors in the show because it was a play.
Right.
At my high school, we did 3 plays every year. We did a fall show, which, like a musical, a
Mhm.
fall musical, and a spring musical,
Mhm.
and a winter play,
Right.
which was not a musical. I can't sing, So I got decent parts in the fall plays because there was no singing involved.
Mhm.
And I got pretty minor parts usually in the musicals.
Right.
Um, I got a completely non-singing role in the one fall musical that I was in.
Mhm.
Uh, I can't even remember the part I had. Um, and I was the Winky General in Wizard of Oz, which was fun actually. I had fun with that part. That's probably the best part I could have had for like my enjoyment level of it
Mhm.
because it was fun to do. Um, but I really lucked out with Phantom of the Opera because uh, you know how like the high school you went to, the big thing, like most American high schools, I'm sure, was probably football, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Like,
say so, kind of.
because every high school has their big thing, like that's what they're known for the
Yeah.
most part, at least. At the high school I went to, the shows, like the plays, theater, that was the big thing.
Right.
Sports were okay too at that school, but shows were like the thing.
Yeah, I mean, kids from your high school played on other school sports teams, so it
Right.
wasn't that big of a thing there.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Like it wasn't a big deal. Sports wasn't a big deal at that school, but the theater was. So I'm pretty proud of the fact. So we have in our auditorium, not in our gymnasium. In our
Mhm.
auditorium, we have banners of some of our most prolific shows that we've done with a list of the cast, right? And there's a ton of people in those shows that are just like in the choirs where they're like background characters that just kind of sing in the background
Yep.
and do stuff and they don't have like a named role. I actually got a named role. I got the lowest tier named role in Phantom of the Opera. I can't remember the character's name right now. But my name is on that banner next to a character name. Uh, and I think that that's hilarious. Because b- theater is very like competitive. People get really mad about stuff
Yep.
in theater. Like you've probably seen it too.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like, you know,
I heard the theater kids talk about each other.
oh yeah, right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
The band
exactly.
kids were way more chill
Yep,
because there was enough room in the band for everybody.
yep.
But the theater kids, no, they
Because
were not chill with each other.
no, because it's all about
It
what
was constant fighting.
what part you got, like
Yep.
the who had the biggest part, and I never really cared about that. Would I have liked to have a big part in a show? Yeah, that's cool. I would have liked to have had a big part in the show, but I didn't really care that much.
You were just there to be part of
I
the
was just
show.
there to be part of the show. But I think a lot of people were mad that I got a named character in a show where that was scarce. That was scarce.
Yeah, there aren't very many in the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, like I was a junior
Right.
and
You hadn't been doing plays since, kindergarten, like
right,
some of the kids have for sure.
right. Like but the first show, well, the first time theater was even on my radar was in 8th grade,
Mhm.
which we went to school together, where I played Judas,
Right, yeah.
which wasn't even really acting. It was
No.
I had to memorize a line and say it, and that's basically it. But I was told by the teacher that picked me that she thought that I would do a really good job. And that literally just was like, I don't know. I just like got me like, oh, somebody thinks I might be good at this. Like, oh, cool. And then they said that I did a good job. And I was like, oh, I must be good at this.
Yep.
I didn't try again until sophomore year of high school was the first show I was in. It's where I was offered the lead. And um, only did the play that year. My junior year, I did only the spring show, which was Phantom of the Opera. So that was like really only my second show that I had ever
Yep.
done, ever. And I somehow got a part above people who had been doing it, who that meant a lot to them. And I didn't know that at the time. Like I
Mhm.
didn't realize that. I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah, they couldn't even. Yeah, exactly. Like they would be so mad at you, and you couldn't even relate to their anger because, like, what does it mean? Like, why?
Right, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And that part, that was so fun. It was so much fun.
Hmm.
That show was so much fun, and you know what really made a lot of people mad? It was even worse on the girls' side because you know, you would think this is how I know that they cast based on merit and not just based on seniority
Hmm.
at my high school, because the lead actress, so the Phantom was a senior,
Right.
but that's why they picked the show, because they were like, he would do great as the Phantom.
Right.
Because that's how they pick the show every year. They pick one standout person from the senior class, which is why we did Wizard of Oz
Hmm.
for my year, because there was somebody in my class that uh, would have been a standout Dorothy. But they pick a standout actor, and the guy who played the Phantom was awesome, and the female lead was a sophomore, a really talented, extremely talented girl. Um, she was great, and it was a great pick on their part, but that made a lot of people mad.
Yep.
A lot of people jealous.
Yep.
Um, but they hit it really well too. Because at the time I didn't even really know that, but
Hmm.
it's all obvious now.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
like it had to have been that way. So anyway, I like acting. That's why I like D&D so much too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's all about that. Yeah,
Yep.
I like doing the voices.
You're better at the voices than I am, which I don't think you could have said in grade school. I think I was better at voices then than
Maybe,
you were. Well,
probably.
for sure in grade school, yeah, I was way better at it because I did it all the time.
You made a lot of voices. I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't remember. I didn't talk a lot in grade school.
Right, exactly. That's true.
to like anybody.
Yeah.
Um, even my friends.
Yep.
um, hey, do you remember that movie we were gonna make?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the title was?
Yeah. But I don't know if I should say it yet.
Okay,
I don't like. I don't want anybody to steal it.
steal the idea. Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't. Maybe he's still working on it. Maybe
and
we got our buddy there still doing his thing,
yeah. If you're
working his
watching this
magic.
right now, you're not. But if you are,
Yeah.
then just know I haven't forgotten about it, and
I very much enjoyed it.
it was
I
fun.
very much enjoyed it.
And I don't have my copy of the script anymore. I don't think
I have mine.
I haven't been able to. Oh, you have yours?
I have it somewhere.
Do you know where it? You don't know where it is.
It's in a box,
Okay, it's in a box
but
somewhere.
I do. Yeah, it's like in a folder in a box, so it's like protected. We
It-
could still.
okay,
Uh,
I really want to look at that again someday.
You know what?
Yeah,
So for being written by a grade schooler,
yeah.
it's better than you'd expect.
Really, I
Yeah.
expect it to be terrible, but maybe it's not.
Well, I mean, he was very heavily inspired by Monty Python,
Absolutely, he was.
so it feels like a Monty Python sketch put through an AI.
Oh yeah, like one of those.
You know what I mean? Like just an AI generated
I
Monty
made a
Python sketch.
I made a computer watch all of Monty Python, and then it wrote this script. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's good though, and there's so much of it, and I'm so impressed that he managed that.
Right, right. And we rehearsed that stuff. I mean, we were gonna do that. We
Yeah.
were so close. Like
Yep.
we were recording on our flip phones.
Hmm.
Like we're talking like what, 360p?
If that,
If that.
if that. He had a pretty nice camcorder that we used too.
Oh, that's right. He did have a
Big old
camcorder.
camcorder.
He did. I remember now. Okay, yeah, yeah.
There might still be some footage of it.
Oh, there definitely is still some footage. I remember we did record some of it. Man, why did we stop recording it?
I don't remember.
There was a reason, I think. Was it just that we all went to high school?
I think it might have been.
That might have just been it.
Yeah.
Man,
Right?
wow. Hey, you bards and bardettes watching this right now. If you have an idea and you're like, "Oh, this is dumb," but you have friends and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's just do this for fun." Just do it.
Yeah, don't wait.
Don't wait, just do it.
But also when it doesn't get done,
That's okay too.
yeah,
You
just
can
be glad that you know, enjoy the process.
yeah, think fondly about it. I mean, that's really why we did started this podcast is we were just like, "Hey, this sounds like fun. You want to do it?" And we just
Yep.
did it. We just
Yep.
did it, you know?
Yeah.
We're getting that bread. Hey, do you want some
Yeah, I want some
yeah, you want some
homebrew.
homebrew?
I'm ready for some homebrew, man.
He's ready for it.
I'm so
Okay.
ready for some homebrew.
Okay. Let's let
That was
this
a loud car.
loud music pass by. Okay. So Pixel Engine. Have we heard from Pixel Engine before? I think we've had.
Pixel Engine.
Maybe
I love
not.
the name,
Maybe not.
but I don't know.
They give us a divination cantrip called Measure.
Okay.
The range is self and it has a 5-foot radius.
So you can measure anything within 5 feet of yourself.
So what you do is you brandish a weapon or tool that you're going to use for the spell's casting.
Okay.
So you make a melee weapon or spell attack with it against one creature or object that is within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
If you use a tool, then it is considered an improvised weapon with which you are proficient. On a hit, the target suffers the normal attack damage and effects, and you can analyze the magical feedback and activate one of the following effects of your choice.
I got a pretty good look at your chakra.
There you go. Yeah, basically. So the first time you hit the target with an attack before the end of your next turn, the attack deals extra damage equal to 1d4 times your proficiency bonus. That could be up to 4 times your proficiency bonus.
I like that.
That's a good way to do it because proficiency scales with level.
Mm-hmm.
So that will pretty much always be.
I have never heard of. No, I mean, I guess I've heard attacks that scale with proficiency bonus, but I've never heard one that the dice, like number of dice. I guess it does go up with proficiency bonus for some classes. Like, I feel like a barbarian or somebody ends up, or maybe monk. I don't know. Somebody gets an ability that does that, but anyway, it doesn't matter right now. Keep going.
Yeah, it's cool though, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Like already cool.
Mm-hmm.
You learn one of the target's saving throw modifiers. So you're like, hey, what's the number on this saving throw? You just learn what the number is, so you know like what your
yeah, exactly. So you know when you hit with like another spell, what the
chances are that it'll save. You learn one immunity, resistance, or vulnerability that that the target
would have been
has,
super
if
helpful
any.
against that troll we were fighting.
Yes, to know that it could only be killed with fire.
Right.
Or wait, it was or acid.
Fire or acid, right?
Yeah, fire or acid damage. Yeah, I always forget that about trolls. You learn the exact dimensions of the target, so you get to learn their 3 measurements. That's useful.
Right. Okay.
For your anime.
Yeah, for your anime protagonist. What if that was like they had that spell always prepared as their like species feature? like anime character instead of human.
It's their background.
They have bigger eyes and they've got the smaller nose.
Just
when they eat, they have to go.
You can get the accidentally lucky feat.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you like trip into
yeah, I got you.
Into girls.
Yeah.
Okay. You learn the creature's type and their armor class. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Because what if they're undead? You got a cleric in your party, turn undead.
Turn undead.
Boom.
And it's not very obvious with some creatures.
No, it's not always. Or you learn the total number and size of the target's hit dice. All All interesting things. So starting at 5th level, so when your character becomes 5th level, you can select one additional effect from the list um, when you cast the spell and successfully hit the target.
That's when I feel like it starts becoming very, very nice and useful.
And then the number of effects you can choose increases by 1 at 11th and then again at 17th level.
That sounds good
So
to me.
4 total at 17. You can learn 4 of those things
Yeah,
per go.
I like that.
Now, it does have a little bit of an extra roadblock because you have to cast the spell and then your weapon attack has to hit.
Right.
And it has to be that weapon attack. It's not like it stays on there until you
Yeah,
hit
it's not the
them.
next attack that hits.
Yes.
Or,
So,
or like it's on for a turn or a certain amount of time.
um,
The like it's an action basically.
well, okay, hold on. Actually, it is. So this cantrip is an action to cast,
Right.
but
Oh,
then
it's a cantrip.
yes,
Oh, okay. I'm always casting that. Awesome.
so it's an action to cast.
Right.
Um, but also you have until the end of your next turn to hit them.
To hit. All right, but it's if you miss, it goes away anyway. Like it
Right.
still doesn't work. Okay, yeah, yeah, cool. That's good. That's a very nice one. I like it.
It's fun, right? I
The
mean,
the extra hitting like it gives you this fun like genius fighter kind of thing to play with a little bit, you know? And that's a fun kind of character to act out cuz like how do you like then you as the player, you have to challenge yourself. You have to like really you have to be like what would a genius fighter do right now? Like how do I do that? And that's kind of cool. I
right,
dig that.
exactly. Like what you have to think about what would be useful to know
Right.
in any given situation.
Yeah, what information would I get right now? What would like yeah, yeah, yeah. Perfect. Like that. And then how would I share it? And or
Right.
would I share it? Do I need to share it? Like do I just handle things myself? Is that my character's kind of personality? Do they are they going to grow and overcome that? Like what this is all good stuff
I
from this one little spell.
right, and I think that this because Matt Mercer has has a subclass feature of his monk, Cobalt Soul
Right.
Monk,
Yep.
that has a similar sort of thing.
Yep.
She can like spend a key point and maybe she doesn't even need to spend a
I
key
think it
point.
is a key point.
I think it's maybe a number of uses per long rest, but I don't think she has to spend a key
Oh, so
point to
it's
do it.
unreal. Okay, yeah.
Maybe she does. Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, it's called Extract Aspects, and she just learns all this stuff, right? And I like it because it gives the players a chance to learn things about the monsters in D&D without metagaming.
Mhm.
Or like it gives their characters a chance to learn.
Without as much trial and error either.
Right, exactly.
Because that's the other way to do it without metagaming. Or, well, there's the third way, which is you get the NPCs to tell them, right?
Right. Yeah,
Like
that
they get
yeah.
warned about this,
Like ahead of
you
time,
know,
yeah.
and then they can use that knowledge. Which honestly, that's good to do. You should probably be doing, you know, you should. I'm telling you to do that, right? No, I'm just joking.
No,
Actually, I think you did a pretty good job of that with some of the stuff that we've run into, like the fire resistant creatures who live in a really hot setting anyway. So it's like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Stuff like that, kind of. It all just kind of worked.
did I say something about creatures that are fire resistant
I think
in
so.
the thing?
Yeah,
Oh.
because yeah, it doesn't matter right now, but
Right, right. Okay, so is that good? Do you want a second one? I mean, it's up to
yeah, give
you.
me another homebrew.
Because
I'm thirsty.
this one comes from Scylla the Purple.
Scylla the Purple.
Yeah.
Scylla. I know this name. Okay, go ahead though.
Yes, this is a set of armor.
A set of armor.
I'll tell you what it is later.
Okay.
But while you're wearing this armor, you get a +1 bonus to AC. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Always want to get those AC more points.
Um, it can come in many different shapes
Okay.
and sizes.
All right.
Um, and it will protect you.
It's a cod piece.
Um, this is a set of sexy armor.
Okay, good. I like that.
So the intent is to expose as much flesh as possible,
Uh-huh.
but
But it still works.
it still functions as a set
Ooh.
of armor.
Okay.
So this has you can roll on a table to it's got 2 perks and 2 penalties. No, 1 no. For every perk there is a penalty.
Oh, so you can take as many of the perks as you want then, but you get a number of penalties with them?
A maximum of 3
Maximum of 3. Okay.
each,
Mhm.
of course. So the perks table it's like a random table though,
Yeah.
too. So I think the armor just comes with 1 to 3 of each.
Okay.
So your charisma score increases by 2 to a maximum of 22. That's a perk. The penalty on the same side is that your intelligence and wisdom scores decrease by 2. You have advantage on charisma checks and charisma saving throws. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
And your intelligence or wisdom score decreases by 4. And this is why it's a random table, I think, because that's worse. When you're reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright by an attack or spell, you can drop to 1 hit point instead, and your armor distracts the enemy for a moment.
All right.
You can't use the feature again until you finish a long rest. So once per rest, that's pretty
Yeah, it's good.
good. You have disadvantage on strength and dexterity saving throws. Yeah. You can cast the Dominate Person spell, DC 17, once per long rest. You have disadvantage on perception, investigation, insight, and stealth checks.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Whenever you fail a strength or dexterity saving throw, any hostile creature within 60 feet of you has disadvantage on their next attack or saving throw. Okay. So you get knocked over into a compromising position, and then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, and they have disadvantage. Uh, numbers are complicated. Every time you spend money, you unknowingly spend an extra 25%.
All right, I like that.
That
That's
one's
my favorite one so far.
that one's funny. That
Of
was funny.
perks and drawbacks. I really like the idea of that. Now, so the one thing that I have to take issue with though
Okay.
is that this seems to create some sort of dichotomy between looking good
Oh,
and being
yes.
smart.
Yeah, that's true.
And I got both in spades, man.
Not everybody can have it all, you
Not
know.
everybody can have it all. And in D&D, I guess I wouldn't exactly be a balanced character, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd be
Right.
but
Part of your homework today, everyone, is to make Austin
yeah.
as tell us what Austin's stats are.
Well, yeah, give me a stat block.
If he existed in D&D, what's his stat block? Okay, and then wait, oh yeah?
No, let's do that.
Right now.
Right now. It's part of the episode. We're way over. Let's do it.
I got to finish this though.
Okay, go
There's
ahead.
one more. There's one more
okay,
of each. There's one more of each. Whenever you miss an attack or spell against a single creature, you can choose to decrease that creature's armor class by 1 until the end of your next turn, once per short or long rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. Basically, you just lower their armor class by 1 until the end of your next turn. That gives a full round of everybody else. That's crazy. Okay, maybe the armor isn't protecting you that much. You have vulnerability to piercing damage.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
All right, so assuming that like a 10 is an average stat.
Yep, that's kind of how it is. Like a normal human person has 10 across the board.
All right, let's start with does it go strength first?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Let's
if
do strength
if
first.
strength is first, let's not go with like a normal human because like I think the average human is significantly weaker than the average full grown 6'4" male human, you know?
Okay.
Um
Yes.
so let's go with like average person of my like size and age and stuff. Um like
Okay.
if I didn't do anything at all and was as weak as I could be, I would be a 0. If I was as strong as I could possibly be
That's a
given this
20.
body, like using steroids and everything, that'd be a 20. Um but it's not strictly like like just me how strong I think I am, but it's like kind of a little bit in comparison to other people. Can that be the case?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then I
Okay.
would give myself a 10, completely average. Maybe 9,
On
just below
strength.
average. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Uh,
Okay.
I like I've never been able to deadlift twice my body weight. That would I think I feel like that particular achievement would be something that proves that I'd be in the 11 range. I can't bench press maybe 1.5 times my body weight. The most I've ever done is my exact body weight. Um, stuff like that. Like there are things that I've done that I don't think uh put me past average.
Okay. I think that's fair.
What about you?
Yeah, I think that I would say the same. Right now, in
Hmm.
particular, I used to be stronger. I was stronger like a year and a half or 2 years ago.
Hmm.
I actually got pretty strong, like okay strong. Now I think I'm like a 9.
Yeah, I probably would be at this point.
Right now I'm a 9. I think I used to be a 12,
Ooh,
actually.
yeah, I guess that's a good point. Like an 11, yeah, a 12. I guess lifting twice your body weight with a deadlift, that probably would be a 12. Um, Lifting 3 times your body weight with a deadlift, I would say puts you at 16.
16, yeah, like yeah,
Um,
17, something like
and
that.
then, like a world record. What was that? I don't know why it made a crazy
That was a
knocking.
crazy. That was, well, cover your ears retroactively,
Yeah,
everybody.
I might be able to take that out.
That was
If
loud.
it, well, I have a shock mount on this guy, so it might not have been too loud on here. That arm might take care of it as well. Plus, that's got a free spinning mount. Okay, anyway. What's the next stat?
Well, let's just do the three physical ones first. So let's say dexterity.
Dexterity?
Yeah,
Well, I guess that includes stuff like manual dexterity, right?
I think so.
6. Think I'm at a 6.
Really?
Yeah, like I can't even use scissors, and I couldn't since in preschool. Like I've never been good at anything with my hands. And
Oh,
they got damaged, and they're even worse now.
but you can play the guitar.
Not well.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm really bad at keeping rhythm. Any music that you guys hear, the production is what's making it good. Like the stuff I do in the software. If I ever actually finish that, which
Are you gonna?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna finish it.
Well,
I've been working on it, but
well, sure, I know that,
like I've
but
only been working on it in 20-minute spurts here and there, unfortunately.
well, that's all
And
you've had time for.
it takes more than that. All
Yeah.
right, what about you though?
I don't know. I don't think I would be any better than you, because I did learn how to play the guitar in high school, but only very minimally.
Hmm.
I didn't spend a lot of time on it. Manual dexterity, I'm terrible with also.
Hmm.
Absolutely terrible. I can't, like, the couple of times I've touched a piano, I couldn't do
Yeah,
even like a simple thing. My keyboard to my typing speed is atrocious.
yeah. In fact, I should say the only thing that keeps me up at a 6 is that I am dexterous with the rest of my body to a large extent, and I
Right.
can move around very fluidly and stuff like that. That's how bad it is with my hands.
Well, I wouldn't say that my hands are quite that bad
If my hands were
based on,
average, I might be a 10. I
yeah.
might actually be at a 10 then.
Well, okay. So factoring in the dexterity that I have with the rest of my body,
Mhm.
uh, I'd go with I'd go with an 11.
Okay,
I
cool.
think. I think I'd say 11.
All right, then the other one's constitution.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just gonna say 10 for me. Like I really I get sick sometimes, but not often.
yeah. I think I'm actually pretty good at constitution.
I might be too.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever, not that this is the only metric, but the only time that I've ever like gotten sick from drinking too much, I drank so much, like so much. Like, d- are you ready for me to list? Because I could probably remember most of it.
Mhm.
We had 2 Long Island iced teas. That's almost entirely liquor, by the way.
Right.
I had, well, this was across like a night. I think it was New Year's or something, or
Mhm.
no, maybe not. I don't know. It was like a whole night from like I want to say probably 6 p.m. to like 1 a.m. something like that. Yeah, 2 Long Islands. I had like two Jack and Cokes, which to this day is the thing that I can't drink anymore. Jack Daniel, like any whiskey, I
Mhm.
can't do it anymore. Um, I had like a small container full of gummy worms that were soaked in vodka. I ate probably half of them. Every time I like just recently turned 21, I think. Not like just, but because this was winter, I think. So,
Mhm. But like that year, it would have been
that
6 months.
yeah, that year. So I've been 21 for like 6 months. Every time somebody took a shot, I took a shot too, but like individually.
Mhm.
So not like everybody took shots together. I mean, like I took a shot with that guy and that guy and that guy and that guy. Which overall across the total of the evening probably came out to about 8 to 10, 8 to 10 probably. It was a lot. Um, and the rest I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure there was more. But I did throw up
Yeah.
in the middle of the night,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think,
but
like,
only once.
I'm good. I think I'm good in weather conditions that most people wouldn't be, especially heat. But like,
Yeah.
I can handle cold too. I just hate it because I like my body feels bad in the cold. Like, and I don't like how it feels when I touch myself.
Yeah. I
But
can, yeah.
yeah, like that's the Saitama thing, you know, like never have on the AC or the heater.
Or yeah, right.
Yeah, like
That's part of his training.
that would be almost fine for me. In Erie, you would actually die, unfortunately.
In the winter in
Yeah,
particular.
yeah. During the summer, you could
You'd
make it.
probably be okay, yeah.
Hmm.
But in the winter, no, you'd
Yeah,
die.
you would die. Uh, and people do anyway. Though,
Mm, unfortunate.
happened just over there this year.
Really?
Yeah. Um,
Like their heating stopped to
no,
working
it
or
was just somebody who was outside overnight.
oh, geez.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
Yep. Um,
That's not good.
yep. And they were right by the gas station. I don't know if it's a 24-hour gas station, but I would think they could have wandered around in there for a few hours and just been like, "Look, I'm just cold," and the people would have understood. Uh,
Mhm.
if it was 24 hours, it probably isn't. But anyway, though, um, yeah, maybe my constitution's 11.
I don't know, based on what you were describing, I would consider us to be about the same, and I would say that's like a 12
Okay, maybe a 12.
or like a 13 maybe even.
All right, so the next one is
Um, so the mental
yep,
ones, take
w-
your pick.
wisdom.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty good at wisdom. Um, yeah, I'm pretty good at it. I don't know how to measure it.
That's a tough one to well, okay.
People have
So,
called me wise. Does that must mean that I'm not though?
oh, you're getting wise to those people.
I'm getting really
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Ooh,
Hmm.
that one's a tough one to measure.
I
Um,
think when your gut feelings produce good results, if you go with them, I think that would be wisdom.
okay. Yeah.
In which case,
Mm.
my wisdom is probably a 12 or 13.
I would say the same. Mine's
Yeah.
pretty good too. I'm gonna say 12 for me.
Okay.
Intelligence, 20.
17, I think, based on my IQ score.
I don't know what
I think it puts me in that percentile.
I don't know what my IQ score is at all.
I only found out I found out in like third grade they measured it for some reason, and I've just been going with that since then. Even though it probably is a fluke. I was very good at taking tests as a kid. I loved it. They were so fun to me.
Oh, yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
That would
So
do it.
I would just come into the test and be like, heck yeah, dude, I love answering questions. I love to be right. So I'm going to answer questions.
I love to be right too.
Yeah. Who
I
doesn't?
Yeah.
Um,
Some people don't care.
but yeah, I think it puts me at about a 17. And I'm going to go with that.
I'm gonna say 15.
All right. Charisma.
7.
So how do you turn off charisma?
I don't think you can.
How do you do it?
I don't think you can.
I find that I sometimes am charismatic when I don't want to be.
I'm the opposite.
You're not charismatic
No.
when you do want to be,
Yes.
or you don't want to be when you are. No, that's the same as me.
No, yeah, that would be the same.
Okay,
as
yeah,
you. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think because I don't have good control over it, though, it's lower than like however much my maximum charisma is, because I can't control it. It's not that level.
I see what you're saying.
Like I can peak at maybe a 14 or something, but really it's probably like an 8 or something, because I can't turn it off when I want to, or turn it on when I want to. If that makes sense.
Maybe it's better than I think it is. I said
Your
7.
charisma?
Yeah.
Probably.
But not by a lot. I'm gonna say 9.
Well, yeah, no, it's got to be pretty good. It's got to be pretty good. So yeah, maybe a 9. All right, that's our stats. They're not very good. You wouldn't want to play
I
as
wouldn't
us.
play my character. I wouldn't
No.
play me as a character now.
No.
Ugh, no.
Put your stats in the comments, guys. I'd like to. I'm curious what you think your own stats are down there.
Yeah, tell us your stats.
You little bards. Yeah, give us your stats.
Give us your 6 stats. And then right below those, your 3 measurements.
Your 3 measurements.
Yeah.
Oh wait, are they waist, hips, and chest?
Yes. Oh, do you know
36,
yours? Okay.
30, 39.
Oh, you're so close to the perfect ratio. I looked it up.
What's the perfect ratio?
According to science,
Uh-huh.
it's 36, 24, 36.
24.
Yeah.
36, 24, 36. Also, so 36 is not very big in the chest region. I'm just going to say. Because me,
Right, yeah.
like that's not super attractive on a girl. I mean, I guess if your ribs are really small and it's like you're like, but because maybe my ribs are a lot wider than like a girl's ribs.
Well, men
would
have
be.
broader.
Yeah, exactly.
In general, so yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe that could be, but like at the same time, I don't know, man. 24 though.
Maybe it's more like a golden ratio.
Yeah.
Where
like 3 to 2 to 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I don't think that's it either, though.
No,
I don't think that's it either, because I just thought of it and I was like,
what you're thinking?
I was like 96.
I was gonna say 9 feet by 3 feet.
That would be 9 feet by 6
by
feet.
6 feet by 9. Oh my! Oh, that would be. Oh, that's so funny.
No math can fix that one, man.
Yeah, man, she's got the golden ratio. She's 9 feet by 3. Oh man.
Is the I'm pretty sure that's a full-grown dinosaur. I'm pretty sure that this is a what kind of thing could even have that shape?
I want to see a rendering of a person that would be 9 by 6 by 9.
It must have to be compared to your height.
Oh,
like it's a certain
that has to be a factor too.
That has to be a factor.
Because if they were normal person height, that would be terrifying. I guess I was also
especially if they like neatly were a 9-foot circumference disc set on top of a 6-foot circumference disc, and then another one that's just like some weird like pancake monster.
All right, we'll do the math. We'll figure out the science of it, and we'll get back to you guys.
Give me a stat block for that pancake monster down there. I need that to show up in a campaign. Carly, you're gonna fight this thing. You are gonna fight this pancake monster.
Fight this pancake monster. Oh no. Yeah, I agree.
We did it today.
Bye everybody.